Excellent. Welcome to the Virginia Serious Games Institute Executive Advisory Board presentation for June 2026. We're doing it this way. It's the second time we've done it. We're going to record the entire presentation and then just send it out to folks because that's just easier than trying to find a time for everybody to get together. One of the things I want to say up front is that as you listen to some of the cool things going on around computer game design and the VSGI in general, if there's things that resonate with you, if there's folks that you think might benefit from knowing, feel free to share and pass along. Feel free to contact any of us, whether it's folks that might want to be a resident in our incubator, whether people might want to do projects with us, whether it's stuff you have or other people. Again, always looking to collaborate. That's the point of doing this kind of information dump and making sure everybody's kind of on the same page of what we're doing and all the cool stuff that's going on. With that in mind, we're going to go through, we're going to do some updates on the computer game design program, since that's our where we came from and we work together with them all the time. Then we're going to talk about the various aspects of the Virginia Serious Games Institute, rundown. Things going on in the incubator with research projects, outreach, and then Mason Game and Technology Academy. And then finally, we'll wrap up and again, remind people to reach out as things going on. In each of these sections, different folks will chime in and talk about their particular sessions, but we got folks from all around the VSGI here. So let's just get started. So we're going to start with the computer game design program. Sang, I'll let you do the honors there, and then I'll just click through when you're ready to go to the next one. And then, I'll chime in if there's extras to add, but I'll just let you go.
Thank you so much, Professor Casey. And this is an update on computer game design program at George Mason University. On the May 26th, we graduated 53 bachelors of fine arts in computer game design. We do have commencement video, so if you have time, you can definitely check the link out and to hear from our graduating seniors about their experience at our program. And for the fall 26 enrollment, currently, we have 442 BFA students with 35 plus minor students. Next slide, please. And we welcome new adjunct faculty, Leslie Lloyd, and who worked at the Department of Education, and he specialized game art, design, and 3D modeling. Next slide. And on May 4th, we celebrated our senior expo and featuring many capstone games that are literally core of their education at our program. So many literally all the graduating seniors showcased their senior games at Senior Expo. And I would like to thank Professor Casey and Professor Piccioni, who are our senior capstone professors. They nurtured all these next generation game developer, and you can totally see the great games developed by our seniors. And again, you can visit this link and you can see all the games created by our senior graduating senior classes. Next slide. And each year, OSCAR is basically George Mason University's undergraduate research program. And we team up with OSCAR program, and we participated in this OSCAR celebration. And OSCAR stands for Office of Student Creative Activities and Research. So on May 6th, we participated in this OSCAR celebration. And in the picture, you see the Alex James, the student developer at VSGI, and he highlighted nursing escape room research project, which he was supervised by Professor Jacob Enfield. And it was well received. And then many people came and try to get to know more about how games can be used to support other interesting academic activities. Next slide. And Arch by George this year will happen on Saturday, October 3rd from 5 to 11 p.m. And we have the Jeff Goldblum as a headliner. So if you're interested, definitely you should check this out and support our students. So basically, tickets are available for purchase, and you will visit this event, Arch by George, and you will see all the programs, academic programs in the College of Visual and Performing Arts at George Mason University, and student work and faculty work, and then you basically support scholarships for this student. So please check the link out. And then I usually don't. So basically, from 5 to 8 p.m., this is a student and faculty work like showcase. And then at from 8 p.m., you can go to Center for the Arts for the show this year featuring the Jeff Goldblum. And yeah, I'm very excited, and you should check
Yeah,
this out.
I don't usually put a picture up of the headliner or even mention
Yeah,
who's the headliner because it's usually somebody very,
that's right.
very special to CVPA folks only. But I'm like Jeff Goldblum, and apparently his orchestra is award winning, so it's very interesting. So I figured
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
highlight that.
definitely. Yeah, thank you. And next slide, please. And some international activities. We've been talking to Dubai International Finance Center, DIFC, about starting a new certificate program entitled AI Enhanced Game Design and Development. So we're talking to various people at GMU to make it happen. And hopefully we'll launch this new program in the United Arab Emirates by late August this year. And we're very excited because we want to put ourselves on the map of UAE so that we can be like more kind of we can leading the game development and game design and development education worldwide, especially in the Middle East and Northern Africa region. And we also talked to Mina Zayed Regeneration Project people. So basically, Mina Zayed is a port area in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and they are trying to convert the old warehouse to some different. They try to like repurpose those old warehouses, and then my team was pitching to create multipurpose art house using one of their old warehouse. I'm very excited about all this international project. So hopefully we can connect this to our student activities in the future. And next slide. And we wrapped up our activities in Brunei. So we actually had many activities in Brunei, especially last October. I visited Brunei to do a series of workshops sponsored by U.S. Embassy of Brunei and also Department of Education of Brunei. So mainly I did the workshops on like AI and game and all these emerging technologies. And it was great activity to uh, represent George Mason University in Southeast Asia. And next slide. As a continued effort, we supported the Brunei Game Developers Association. So Professor James Casey and Professor Eric Piccioni actually shared their insights in like Brunei through online lecture. So Professor Piccioni, the art of function, bridging game design and indie art direction. And Professor Casey talked about uh, the producer's playbook, shipping smarter in the indie space. So both of them actually try to help the indie scenes in Brunei and actually among audience for this event, there are people from Malaysia and Singapore. So again, George Mason University's computer game design program was well represented in this region. The next slide. And other international opportunities, the my team has been awarded Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation. This is AFCP grant by uh, the Bureau of Education and Culture, and my team will work on creating AI enhanced digital twin of Registan Square in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. So this is supposed to be a 3-year project. Uh, we actually we were awarded this grant last year, but due to some government issues, it was finally approved this year. So for the next 2 years, my team, including Professor James Casey and our the VSGI developer Clark Smiley and other students, the waste people will work on this project in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Okay, next slide. And we've been working with Office of Student Pathways and Opportunities at the Virginia Department of Education for like last few years. And this year, we supported that office by helping their curriculum review. So myself and Professor Piccioni, we reviewed like 4 different courses on drawing and design, especially like the well the like 3D modeling and architecture design and all this drawing and design curricula. And myself and Professor Casey, we reviewed 2 courses on game design and development. So we've been working with the Virginia Department of Education for a while, and then they appreciated our involvement, and we continue to keep working with them so that number one, it actually helped us understand like what students actually learn in high school regarding these subject matters, and then we help to bridge between high school education and college education. Next slide. And other highlights for our faculty members. Professor Seth Hudson, he presented in 2026 Conference on College Composition and Communication, and also he presented at the 2026 GDC Festival of Gaming panel. Uh, and Professor Robbie Dietrich, she has been very active on kind of showcasing her game. So she participated in District Arcade 2025 and Unbeatable Lunch Party like slash Clash of the Indies. And she also visited Fukuoka, Japan to cultivate partners for study abroad program last year. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Excellent. And now we're going to shift over to talk about the Virginia Serious Games Institute proper. We're going to start with, okay, hold on. There we go. The KSGI. So I'll walk a little bit through this, but Sang, feel free to chime in and add because we both were over there for most of this. You were over there actually more than me, so Feel free. But one of the big things that happened kind of right after our last recap video was we held the first annual, well, it should say KSGI conference there, that was celebrated our first year and really was themed around education and serious games. So we called it Game Education and Beyond, Learning Reimagined. We had speakers from academia, industry, government, had tons of people from the local teachers and professors, government, industry, etc. Had some notable guests. Sang did a great job lining up some notable people to come by and wish us well and do all that lovely stuff. And what's really cool is if you want to, you can check out some of the speaker videos. We have a YouTube account for the Korea Serious Games Institute. And some of the folks that talked, you can go and see the speaker videos there. We've got all four of the main ones that were done by some of the professors. And then if you need additional stuff, we have additional videos and information on that. Anything you want to add about the conference there, Sang?
No, no, I mean you covered everything. And then again, like we've been working hard to bridge like this game education between industry and industry and the universities. So it was well received, and then people appreciate it because this time we actually invited many school teachers, so
Yep.
that like that school teachers really appreciated that our efforts to kind of like utilize game and gamification for in and out of the classroom.
Yep. And then while we were there in Korea, we also visited a few other folks. We visited the cartoon and animation department at Chosun University as part of a discussion of Global University 30, which is an initiative in South Korea. We also went to G-Star, which is the big South Korea game conference, one of the big ones in the world. They are really, really popular in that area. And we went with some of the faculty from Mason Korea, as well as some students that applied to go with us. And we picked some of the best and brought them along so they could experience what it was like to meet with the industry in that kind of setting. It was very nice. And while we were there, Sang and myself met with various companies within South Korea, Nexus, NCSoft, Korea, Creative Content Agency, etc. You can read them here. But it was really nice, but it was also good because we were able to meet with some of the folks that we've worked with before. So like Seoul Digitech High School, you might recall from previous meetings. We have worked with them for a while. They are one of the folks that are really pushing game design at a high school level for their students. And so they've come here and visited and done tours. We've gone there and spoke. Nam gave us a nice little talk for about an hour while we were there to some of the students as well. What's really cool is not only did we do that, but as Sang mentioned, really kind of trying to get in with the local teachers and the local kind of learning system. Sang gave a one-day workshop for K-12 teachers that was coordinated with the Incheon Metropolitan Office of Education and was teaching them about AI and some of the new technologies and how they can be used in the classroom. And then Nam and Kim visited Incheon Game Academy as well while in Korea. So a lot of great stuff coming out of the KSGI over in South Korea. So some of the current work that they're working on is we've got kind of this some of this faculty and students that are working at the Korea Serious Games Institute working on a proposal to create a game design for a short form social simulation game. Basically trying to create something that allows them to focus on how people interact. So how emotions are interpreted, how relationships and how you speak can affect things. So it's not just like a normal role-playing game, but it's actually trying to get across an emotional intelligence as you play. And right now, some of those students are doing that as kind of a games, like service and learning and things like that. Anything you want to add on that, Sang? I know you've been spearheading that with some of the students.
Yeah, we are working on many different projects, and I mean, due to limited time, I'm not going to talk about everything, but probably by the next board meeting, we'll be able to share more developments from this project. So beside this emotional intelligence play, we are currently working on the kind of creating like a safe game world for neurodivergent children. And we're very excited about that project. And then we're talking to Roblox and some other game companies for collaboration. So
Excellent.
stay tuned and more project to come. Thank
Excellent.
you.
They're also, this thing's been trying to really push the folks there, the faculty, students, other folks to participate in some of the international opportunities. And so there's a 2026 Gwangju International University Biennial. I don't know what that is, but it's an international academic exchange exhibition. And so art and visual media that's been created through any kind of form, including AI, is being chosen and displayed within this international exhibition. And we've really been pushing for the students and faculty there to participate and show the great things that can come out of Mason, Korea. And then finally, we've also been working with local programs to host more game seminars on campus, as well as one of the things that we've been working on along with the MGTA here is how do we duplicate that success within the cultural dynamics of South Korea. So, and some of the government regulations and things like that. So Sang has been working with folks there to figure out how do we do this in a way where we can get folks and we can duplicate that success and really try to get people in at that high school level and get them interested in this so that they may come to Mason, Korea, or maybe come to the States and come to Mason proper, or just join the industry and do some great stuff over there. All right. So that was the KSGI. And all right. I'm going to run through some stuff real quick about the resident companies, and then we'll go to research. So right now, Scripted LLC, they raised some funds, but a lot of that's been used as they've been kind of going through their prototypes, building some of their stuff. They're continuing to look for additional funding, but they did soft launch. Let's see, let
It's
that play.
Delula.
There
Click
we
some
go.
buttons, twist some knobs, and bang!
It's basically a meme generator that's designed for an average user. So if you don't know AI, but you want to make some cool stuff, it allows you to click and drag and do a little bit of stuff. And instead of having to know all the ways that you need to do prompts or what these different terminologies for AI is, you can just like, oh, here's a recipe for something with cats, or here's something with cute animals or pizza or whatever, and then you create it and boom, there you go. And you can look at what other people have done and you can add your own to it. So it's a very cool little proof of concept of what they're doing with AI. And right now, they've actually been working on some additional contracts and work with other new startups doing AI, and I'm doing some contract work for them. And so they've been very successful. Oops. The Historical Movement Archive, they've been here for a bit, but they've been doing some really good work with their digital host destination is what they call it. But basically it's a kind of like a Zoom, it's multi-user, it's virtual environment, but it represents the Bear Hope Garden Theater. And you can see in the picture, there's also a video on their website. It basically recreates this old theater and everybody can join in. And what's really nice is they've done several tests to show off that they can have somebody in a motion capture suit within a studio broadcasting that motion in real time to people that are attending within this playhouse from anywhere. So they can hold classes, they can have additional faculty or professors or research folks come in, they can do motion capture together. It's really showing off how we can kind of collaborate within this new virtual environment that the internet and AI and some of these things are bringing to bear. As part of this, they'll be presenting this technology as well as some other stuff they've been working on to the Folger Shakespeare Library on June 26th. Their topic is kind of lofty. It's AI, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and the preservation of historical movement. But what's really they're going to show off is how they've been able to capture this and go from instead of just people talking in a chat room. Now you're actually doing stuff and seeing stuff and watching this play out and the motion capture happen in real time. All right, I'll cruise through the next few because there's not a lot of big updates on them, but we've been working with Run Reality, which is kind of a virtual partner of us. They're doing geospatial history. He's trying to work on AR, battlefield and park experiences. Right now, we're still looking for funding and grant opportunities for him and us to work together on that. Likewise with Sway Day, they've been doing essentially movement-based interfaces for educational games so that kids that have ADHD or their neurodiversity are able to interact and engage with it. They may not engage in the same way with the standard click or drag or the types of stuff that you'd have in most games. So instead, using movement as a new way to kind of get people learning and going.
Check out this new game.
Improve on health, continue to work on stuff with Prince William County. I don't have a big update there. They're probably ready to graduate as well. Same with Great Victory Legends. They've been, again, working on XR and game spaces and things like that, as we've talked about in the past. With that in mind, because some of these folks are going to graduate soon, if you do have folks that are looking to do new stuff in this field and looking for either space or mentorship or connections or collaboration, that's where we're relying on you guys as part of our network. You guys have different thoughts and ideas and connections out there. And so we're always looking for that next folk, and we'd love to chat with you or with them. So feel free to send them our way, and I'll repeat our information at the end of the presentation. Now we're going to go to research. So I'm going to let Jacob talk about some of these primarily, and then myself or others will chime in as needed. Do you want to kind of give them the background on the escape room for nursing students? And then what I'll do is I will let the prototype play in the background, Jacob. Are you good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, so this project, the Escape Room for Nursing Students, is pretty much wrapped up now. We're going for some follow-on funding, but the main project was pretty much a success. They created a couple cases, scenarios for their nursing students to work through and learn how to diagnose and manage a case. There was a mystery game theme, so you were trying to kind of find things in the room to help you progress. It was led by Dr. Yanika Kowalitlatkul. I know I messed that up. From the College of Public Health. She was great on the project, so I'm hoping she does get some follow-on funding. We had a great partnership. It was through the 4VA grant, so we were working with other institutions as well. And we just got an acceptance a few days ago for speaking at the Serious Game Conference. And so we'll be presenting this project there and the results of it, which were mostly all very positive. The reactions from students were very positive, and they liked the games more so than some of the simulations that were in their regular curriculum. So very, very good project.
Excellent. I was just letting some of this play. What you can see here is you can see that it allows them to do some of the actual things that they would do within the actual exam room. You saw them talking to the patients earlier. And then later on, you'll actually see there's some escape room mechanics and things like that. So this has been used and tested, as Jacob said, in their classroom already, which is great. And so if you're interested in seeing more, feel free to reach out. We can give you the video. We can potentially even let you try out the examples or scenarios that we developed as well. So, all right, let's move to the next one. Oops, there we go. I'll take this one, Jacob, because I know I've been working with these guys more. So Sang actually and myself had worked with a professor, researcher over in the Institute for Biohealth Innovation. What they have is I'll let it play what's going. There we go. They have what's called a nanofabrication facility. And so creating, little circuits and chips and things that you go inside of computers, really tiny nanoscale type of stuff that you have to put together. And so they have this really specialized equipment. And so what that requires is a clean room. And so getting people used to what they have to do to go into the clean room, what they have to do when they're in there, the type of equipment that's available to them. This tour is a 3D tour of the entire lab. One of the things you'll probably notice here is it's got a very interesting tint to it. It's because of the type of light and stuff that's allowed in there for when they're actually creating the nano technology. And so right now, this tour lets you see stuff, it lets you learn more about it, and there'll be additional interactivity to allow you to actually use some of the equipment, et cetera, added to as we go on. And it will be used for teaching students within this program before they even start to use it. It will be used as kind of recruitment. It'll be even used, hopefully, when we add some more game-like features to kind of get people interested in this idea of what they can do with this crazy technology. So that is still continuing at the moment, and we're getting it set up, and then we will see if there's more funding for the future. All right. Click here. Oh, actually, I guess I can take this one too. I've probably interfaced with Clark more recently than you did, Jacob. So we've been working on this for quite a while with Inova, off and on, kind of part-time through their funding and through ours. And so we've been using the HoloLens 2 to create a trauma surgery simulation. Some of the stuff that's been added recently, they've continued to add additional equipment and additional virtual elements in here. And as you can see, they still have the ability to add either a virtual body or really real dummy in there. And then you don't have it, I don't have it on here because we're talking too, but they've added in a bunch of AI so that the nurses and the patients and the other virtual elements of the simulation respond in a more natural way and in a way that will vary over time. So you'll still have the essence of what you're trying to learn or be assessed on, but it will vary like real people talk. So it'll feel different and you can talk to it and tell it what you want to do, and it will respond in a much more natural way. And so this is an ongoing project that we've been working on. You want to go ahead and hit this next one, Jacob? Just a little recap of what Hayden was doing over last semester. You still there, Jacob? If not, I can cover
No, I
it.
got it. I turned
Okay,
on my
sorry.
video, but not my mic.
There you go. That's fine.
Should be the same button. But anyway, yeah, this is Hayden. He's worked on this project, kind of a long going project now. In its original phase, it was that project where we created a VR crime scene, and it was basically how do you process that crime scene? That's what you're seeing there in the video. And there were a lot of tools and like in camera tools and all kinds of spray stuff to kind of process the crime scene and log everything and tag everything. And that's what you'll be watching along while I talk about the next phase that we've been working on, and that was to create a vault of different crime scenes that could be taken from real crime scenes, and that data being pulled in and put into a digital environment. And it was mostly in the kind of research phase of saying, how are we going to do this? How can we make it smooth and still look good? And we got pretty far with the research into that, but there's still lingering questions, and that funding for that is kind of wrapped up. So I think Steve, who's leading the project, the faculty member in forensics, is looking for some follow-on funding and kind of looking for the next step in that project. I can talk about this as well. This is my own project, my own thing that I'm most passionate about. I would be the lead faculty member on this, but it's a math platform for games for learning math. And what's really evolved in the last time since we presented to the board was that I've involved AI a lot in the process of the development of the platform, but then also in the development of the games. I've created a workflow with AI and different AI agentic tools that allow it to be create games very quickly. And so I made a game in a few days, for example. And so then the research is leading me down a path where I've created a team, folks from Purdue, from Cal State University, Monterey Bay, and Cal State University Northridge, and GMU, of course, and basically this team that is looking at how can we make the platform allow teachers to create games. So creating math and computer science teachers to create games through the platform and creating a dev portal that uses AI to support that process. So the big research question there is, can teachers do it using this workflow that I'm developing, and can I work out the friction points to the point where they can do it? So that's that project.
Yep, that makes sense. Sorry for the flickering of the slides in there. The uh, Macintosh mouse is a little bit sensitive on its a bit, so sometimes I flick it by accident. All right. So one of the things that we've done over this last semester is we've looked at hiring a full-time developer to assist with Jacob and other teams on keeping our kind of research more consistent. So rather than having a complete team that's hired just for every project and there's less consistency and it changes each time, we will now have a full-time developer within the VSGI who will allow us to kind of have that consistency. They will serve as lead and or developer on pretty much all the projects that we have currently ongoing, things that we will pick up. So it'll have a really nice effect, I think, on our projects going forward. And what's really nice is Clark Smiley, whose name you've probably heard already through this or in previous meetings, has worked on some of our current and previous research projects. And after going through a search and looking at all the applicable candidates, they were made the offer and have accepted. So they will be starting this month. So that's great. We welcome him aboard. All right. One of the last things before we hit MGTA is we've had in the past a lot of what we call speaker series where we invite folks, alumni, people from the industry, et cetera, to come in and chat with not only our students, but anybody who's interested. And we kind of do it over lunch, give them about an hour to kind of present, do Q&A and all that lovely stuff. Get some really good feedback from our students on this. But what's really nice is when we put them up on our website for everybody to access and use them, and it's a great resource. So if you have folks that are interested or just might want to learn some of these things, some of the more recent ones, we've had quite a number of folks that have come from various parts of the industry. A lot of these are alumni of our program that have been in the field for a number of years and talking about various things, how the game industry is today, how it feels going from GMU into a career and how it changes your career path. What do you got to do within that industry to kind of to move up? And then Alex James, who we mentioned earlier, that was working on the medical escape room, actually gave a really interesting talk about the serious games and how he, went from, our program where we teach you to make, all kinds of games. Primarily people come in with that entertainment focus, but he learned a lot and really enjoyed the process of transforming that design process from a entertainment aspect to a serious aspect, and by working with subject matter experts and stakeholders, learned quite a bit. And he really wanted to share that with the other folks within the program. So he did a talk on making games that teach. So again, the website is just right on our VSGI website, but you can click on the link. Well, not click, but type in the link there, and we should be good to go. All right. So last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit with Josh, who's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with MGTA as we get into the summer session. You there, Josh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we are very close to entering our summer session. We'll be starting officially in Manassas on June 15th and basically be going throughout the month of June there. And then once we hit July, we'll be moving over mostly to the Fairfax campus and doing our classes there. Collectively, at this point, we have about 100 students for spread across the whole summer. which is pretty good. And we'll also be holding some new advanced versions of our intro classes. We typically only do intro classes, but we wanted to try out doing some more advanced classes to try and get people who maybe have taken classes before to kind of come back and try something in a similar subject, but obviously a little bit more complicated or involved. So, and this will be the first summer we've done in a very long time without our partner company Envision. So, definitely going to be some changes, but we're looking forward to seeing how it pans out.
Excellent. Yeah, and for those who are unaware, like Envision was a national company that was kind of doing residential camps with us over the summer for the last number of years. Prior to that, MGTA was just doing everything, and then Envision came along, took over at least half or not more of those by doing residential stuff. And they've kind of scaled back what they were doing. So that means not doing anything right now with the residential program. So we're doing all the classes, non-residential, just day camps. And so we're shifting over to taking over everything ourselves again, which is really good. And Josh has signed up a lot of interesting classes. So if you've got folks or kids or know people with kids and they're looking for something for the summer, it's never too late. Or at least, think about next summer if they're a little younger or if it's a little too late to kind of commit. And that's pretty much it. I don't think we missed anything major, but as you can probably tell, there's a lot of stuff going on at the VSGI, the game design program, Mason Korea, with all the international stuff going on. And really, the big thing and the reason we do this is we want you to know all about it, right? It's not bragging. It's more of just an information share because we know that the folks that are on our advisory board, and the folks that you know, and the folks that you may share this with, they probably have vested interest in a lot of the different various things that we talk about here. And so if there's things that ring a bell for you or kind of get you thinking, or if you want to hear more about, feel free to reach out to myself, jkc9@gmu.edu, and or reply to any of the emails that we send you when we send you these, and we will get you information. We will chat and we can set up some meetings. And we're always interested in looking at how do we envision doing an in-person advisory board or smaller groups of people based on some of these interests. So if there's something here that really speaks to you, reach out. Really looking forward to hearing from you guys. You guys have helped us a lot over the years, and we look forward to working with you continuously in the future. And again, as Sang said, go to Arts by George, enjoy Jeff Goldblum, right? Feel free to interact with our programs in the various ways that it's out there. And I want to thank everybody here that spoke, as well as those who are here helping out, or have helped set this up, or have been behind the scenes to make all this lovely stuff successful that we've just talked about from the last few months. So thank you, everybody. Anybody else want to say anything before we go? I didn't think we covered it. We got a nice 45 minutes, so I think that's a good coverage of it. I'll take silence as a no. All right. I will hearing, and then